Hey guys, I thought we would try some new makeup on today. I did a PR haul that went up last Wednesday, and I hauled a bunch of fun stuff that I wanted to try, including the Jones Road Tinted Moisturizer. I got the new brow pencils from Revie Beauty, and I did also get 2 online orders from Sephora during their savings event. They finally came in. I am so excited to open up these boxes, mainly because I have already forgotten what I ordered. So let's open up this big one first. So I re-upped on the Shiseido facial cottons. I got 3 of those. 2, 3. I usually order these in bulk, and I think the last time I ordered them, it was probably during a savings event like last year. Anyway, I'm down to like just a few of these little cottons, and thankfully, I remembered. I remembered to put them in my cart. So got 3 of those. And then I could not resist. I got this Hello Kitty and Friends from the makeup eraser. So ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. But these are those makeup erasers. They're like those little towelettes. They're kind of like face halos. And I guess they got, I don't know, permission from Sanrio, or they're collaborating with Hello Kitty. Embarrassingly enough, I'm very excited for these. So let's open these up. I'm dying to see how many of these little characters are on here. Oh, it even comes with this little netted bag that I guess you can travel with or use in the laundry. And then there are 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I guess 1 for each day of the week. Oh, here is what one looks like. It's got the little like hand strap here. How cute. I love Karopi. I think Karopi's my favorite. There's a little frog. Guy Pachaco? Is it on here? I don't think they have their names on here. And then we have, don't know this guy. This little rabbit. And also don't know this one. It's like the Harley Quinn version of My Melody. Purin, Pom Pom Purin, I think. And then, oh, here's My Melody. She was my favorite when I was little. And then we've got Hello Kitty jamming out. She's with a guitar there. So happy I got this. I put it in my cart and I was like, Michelle, you are ridiculous. And yes, I am ridiculous, but these will come in very, very handy. Absolutely. Wow, so cute. Ooh, I got the Sarah Creole Just Like Paradise. It's the 12-hour peptide sculpting cream bronzer. I think I got it in the lightest shade. Yeah, 1.0. Definitely want to try this. I did also get 3 of, I think actually these are all of the new shades in the Giorgio Armani Cheek Tint. They came out with new shimmer shades. I can't remember if they came out with 3 or 4 of them. Anyway, I got 3 of them. So I picked up shades 62S Magnetic Mauve, and then 42S, which is Sunlit Sienna, and then 50S, which is Starlit Peach. So I definitely want to try those. Maybe we'll do 2 of those. And then I just, I wasn't sure if I wanted to try anything from this sort of rebranding of Issa Maya, because I loved her original eyeshadow palette so much. And then it really felt like she did like a 180 with this line. But I was curious, so I ended up getting the sculpting stick in Willow. So here is the packaging. I think they're meant to look like syringes. And then here is the sculpting stick. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. I think, is this a sculpting cream bronzer from Sarah Creole? I don't know, this may be too much, so maybe I'll try the Issa Maya in a different video. And actually, Anastasia Beverly Hills sent me their smooth blur contour stick. So I pulled that out as well. But I think I want to try the Sarah Creole. That's what I'm most interested in. And then I did pick up 2 of the Tom Ford Soleil. Actually, one is an Ultra Shine lip color and one is a lip balm. So I got the Ultra Shine lip color in Nude Coast. So it's this one that comes in the Soleil packaging. We'll definitely try all the lip products since that's easy to put on and take off. And then this one, which is the lip balm, is in the all gold packaging, and I got Escapist. So we'll play with those. So that was in my first online order. Let's go ahead and open up the second one I placed. So this was actually what caused the second order, was the Westman Atelier powder brush number 2. So they released this brush, or came out with this brush, when they came out with those powder duos, the blush duos. And I didn't order it on the Westman Atelier site when I ordered all of the, powder blush duos. And then someone in my comments wrote in and they were like, you have to get this brush, it's so good. And I was like, okay, let me get that brush. So I got that. And then I did get the Prada eyeliner just in black because I love this eyeliner, as you guys know, and I have 4 of the colors. I have Ember Wood, Menta, and Argento, and I was like, I need black. I don't have the black of my favorite eyeliner, so I picked up black. And then this just really intrigued me. I got the Sophie Pavitt Face Nice Ice Frozen Toner Pods. Here's the packaging. And I don't think I'm going to be able to use this with you now because, I have to freeze it. So freeze for at least 5 hours. Okay, so step 1 is place this box in the freezer, making sure the liquid pods are facing down. Let's open up and at least see what these pods look like. Step 2, freeze for 5 hours. Step 3, peel the foil backing off and pop out the frozen toner pod. This is what the toner pod looks like. So I think they want to make sure that you put it into the freezer. They freeze like this. Yeah, the dome side facing down. So when you open the box, you'll know. And if they're all packaged the same, it's just the top of the box should be on top. Yeah, you just peel the foil backing off and pop out the frozen toner pad. How to use. So you'll place the frozen toner pod onto a cotton round or apply directly to freshly cleansed skin. Glide across your face and neck, focusing on dry or dull areas. Follow with Serum Moisturizer SPF. Made with glycerin, niacinamide, green tea extract, and ashwagandha, this cryotoning treatment will help reduce puffiness, hydrate dull skin, and leave you with a healthy glow. Yeah, I just really liked the idea of these guys because I do like using cryo tools for like depuffing or whatever. I do love a good cold eye mask. So yeah, I thought I would try these out. I'm sure you'll see me try these out in an upcoming vlog, or I'll at least report back to you, but I'm excited to try those. So those are the Sophie Pavitt Face Nice Ice Frozen Toner Pods. I think this is a new brand at Sephora. I had never seen them there before. Okay, so those are all the things that I purchased at Sephora. Let's see, where shall we start? I'm gonna start with the Jones Road, the Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer. I wonder if I should put maybe a little bit of primer down. Let me do that. I'm gonna put down just some of my Clé de Peau emulsion, and not too much, but just something to kind of prep my skin. It's feeling a little worse for wear these days. Okay, just a really small amount there. And then, let's see, they sent over shade Beige. So here is the packaging. We just have a basic squeezy tube. It's 50 mils, 1.69 fluid ounces, and there are 16 shades available. So here is a little squeeze out of that. That hopefully will work. They do have a couple shades lighter than the beige. All right, I'm gonna use my Jones Road, what do they call this? The Everything brush. So it's a really nice, dense, domed top brush. I think it'll be really good for a base product. Yeah, I think this shade is a little deep for me, but because it's just a tinted moisturizer, I think it'll be fine. But you can see how sheer that is, which is just fine by me. I do like a light coverage foundation. But yeah, especially down here close to my neck, I think you can see it's a little bit too deep, a little bit too warm. So I'll bring it down a little bit. Wow, it feels really, really great. I don't know if this is water-based. Does it say? Yeah, water is the first ingredient, and then alkane, and then glycerin. Okay, so there it is applied. I mean, very, very light pigmentation, very light coverage. I think this is really great for the summertime if you just want just a hint of like complexion evening out. This is really great, and you don't want anything too heavy. Maybe you're gonna be like hanging out by the pool, or you're just gonna be out all day. You just don't wanna like get all sweaty with like a heavy coverage foundation. This is perfect for you. Yeah, just enough tinted moisturizer. I would have to say that's an excellent name. An excellent name for this product. But yeah, I think you can see like how much paler this side of my face is versus this side. You know, and for a moisturizer that feels really moisturizing. It doesn't have a super shiny appearance. The finish of this is very, very skin-like, which is really nice because it feels very moisturizing, but it doesn't look greasy. I think actually that's very special. I think that's great. Great, great, great. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze out some more and finish applying it to this side of my face. I'm sure you could use a lot less of this product if you went in with your hands, and this is definitely one of those products you can apply with your fingers very easily. I am just a brush person. I just like using brushes. All right, yeah, for sure. If you use me as a shade reference, I would definitely go down and maybe get something a little bit cooler. This is a little bit deep and a little bit warm. But wow, I really, really am so impressed with this finish. I'm so surprised at how like naturally skin-like it looks without any like intense shininess. And it feels great. Like I keep saying, it feels like a moisturizer on my face. It feels really refreshing. I can feel it. I can feel like the emollients, but it just doesn't have that appearance. That's really nice. All right, I think we should go in with the Sarah Creole Just Like Paradise Sculpting Bronzer. I did get shade 1. I believe there's 3 shades altogether. Here is the packaging. How cute. I think it's, yep, just a compact, just flips up. There we go, that's number 1. And oh, quite emollient. There it is swatched. I think it swatches, I don't know, I can't tell actually now. I think it's a little bit warmer looking than it does in the pan. I don't know, we'll have to actually apply it. But I think you can see how emollient it is in the pan there. I've got my Smashbox Cream Cheek Brush. Yeah, that's better. That is better. And the pigment definitely, I'm giving myself bronzer helmet slowly but surely, but this definitely builds up really, really nicely. But let me blend that out. Oh, nice. Yeah, at first I thought, oh, this is really, really light. But as soon as I put on just another layer, it built up pretty quickly. Nice. I mean, it looks a little strange right now without any other makeup on, but I do think this makes for a nice bronzer. It's warmer. Doesn't it look warmer on my skin than it looks in the pan? In the pan, I feel like it looks very, very neutral, almost cool tone, and then applied and swatched, I feel like this is a little bit on the warmer side. Okay. Not bad though, not bad. I like it. I like it. Okay, that is Just Like Paradise from Sarah Creole. Now, this product actually was just sent to me, so this didn't make it into my PR haul from last Wednesday, but I opened up this box because I was just excited. Tower 28 sent me their Get Set Blur and Set Pressed Powder in Balboa Banana. So I thought we would try this. Wait, what blush do I want to try? Oh, the Armani. Yeah, let me try this over powder. I think I definitely need to powder over this bronzer anyway. So here's the Tower 28 packaging. Here is Balboa Banana. Let me use the new Westman Atelier, this powder brush number 2. So here is the brush. It has almost like a candle shape to it. It's tapered. Has a round ferrule. Here is the blender brush. I don't know if you have this for size reference. And then here is the powder number 1 brush, which is like a flat paddle. Pick up a little bit here. Powder from Tower 28 is very powdery, so you don't have to be too aggressive with your brush. And it's just like a pressed powder formula. It's gonna powder around my eyes. I know I didn't put any like extra concealer down, but I find powdering around my eyes always helps with like eye makeup, the smudging and the running of eye makeup. So I like to powder around my eyes anyway. Brush is so soft. And then just kind of set down this bronzer. All right, it's very nice. Soft matte finish. Slightly blurred, not bad. Okay, let's go in with these Armani blushes. So these Luminous Silk Cheek Tints are not new. However, they came out with new shades that are shimmer. So the first batch of colors they came out with were just like a solid cream color. And these shimmer shades have a little bit of a shimmer. I guess some shades have almost like a metallic duochrome to them. So this peach looks like there's a little bit of gold in there. And then, oh, and that was 50S. And then this shade, 62S, has a little bit of shimmer as well. I'll also do swatches, of course. And then this Sunlit Sienna also has a little bit of gold in there. They almost look like nail polishes. Really pretty. Okay, here are the 3 shades. So this is Starlit Peach, 50S. This one is 42S, Sunlit Sienna. And this is 62S, Magnetic Mauve, which is interesting. It's not that mauvey. It's really just kind of pink. I wouldn't say there's any purple or cool toneness to that. Ooh, but I do like this foily kind of finish to it. It's very pretty. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to decide if I can squeeze all 3 on my cheeks. Otherwise, I was just gonna do these 2, just because I wouldn't look too crazy walking around with those 2 colors, but the Sunlit Sienna is much deeper. But I was thinking maybe I'll do the Sunlit Sienna like towards the back here, or like a light kind of layer, and then add those 2 colors on top. But I want you guys to get a good sense of the color. Okay, I'm gonna try, let me start with the peach. Let's start there and then decide what the other cheek will be. So I'm gonna just tap. I'll just do 3 dots. And then I've got another Smashbox cream cheek brush. I'm just gonna use that and pounce these in. Okay, very, very light pigment. So I am going to add just a little bit more. I think this will be fun though to layer, like if I did put this down first and then put like a sheer wash of the lighter color on top, that could be really pretty. And I've mentioned this before, but I'll just mention it now. I hate repeating myself, but I have this little spot on my cheek where pigment just doesn't stick to it. I've tried lots of things. You guys have given me amazing, amazing pieces of advice to deal with this one spot. It just is what it is. It's just this spot right here that like no pigment really like liquid or powder. It just doesn't stick well to this one spot. So I always feel like blush looks like, oh, is that patchy? No, it's my cheek. It's my cheek. So I kind of look over here to make sure the product is smooth, which this is. It's very nice, but so sheer, right? I'm gonna add a little bit more, and maybe I'll just use my finger. I feel like the brush maybe is eating up a lot of the product. Is my cheek eating up this product? It's possible. I feel like no matter how much I'm putting down, I have the same level of pigmentation. Interesting. All right, let's try a different color. I'm gonna try the magnetic mauve color. And I'm just gonna go in with my finger. Yeah, really, really light tint, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And I think, you know, if you're a little bit shy about cream or liquid blushes, this could be a good place to start. I just want to make sure it's not my cheek like eating up the product, because that I feel like it's not going to look the same on you then. But I feel like the pigmentation on this cheek, it hasn't faded. It hasn't faded. So I think it's just a very, very sheer wash of color. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna use the brush. Okay, so there is Magnetic Mauve, and here is Starlit Peach. Pretty, very subtle, but very, very pretty. All right, I'm gonna keep playing around with those. I'm trying to see also if that, like that shimmer effect is kind of coming through. And it's not micro glittery, which is great. I just think it has a really nice metallic sheen there, which is pretty. It's subtle. Everything about this blush is very, very subtle. The pigmentation, the texture, it's not like especially goopy or anything. It's not like super thin. It's just kind of like right in the middle. And this pigmentation is kind of light. Yeah, everything is just kind of like a soft touch. Okay, now for highlighter, I have got the Violette FR Universal Highlighter. It is a Balm Shine. I think there's only one shade. And they did send this to me. This did appear in my PR haul. Here is the packaging. Here is the balm. It's like the size of a lipstick. This has a really pretty, subtle shine. I think what I'll do is just pick some up on my finger and just tap it on. I feel like the tone of this highlighter is really nice. It's very, very neutral. It has like a slightly peachy base, and then the metallic is kind of like a cool champagne color. It's pretty. Nice subtle highlight from Violette FR. All right, and now for my eyebrows, I've got those new pencils from Ravi Beauty. So I've got dark brown, light brown, taupe, and ebony. I think I'm gonna do dark brown. Here's what the pencil looks like. This is plastic. And I guess, oh, we've got a spoolie on this side. Very nice. And I guess this twists up. Yeah, it twists up. And in the mailer that all of these were sent in, they basically call out the size of this tip, that it's not too thin, but not too thick. So there are the strokes for dark brown. Let's try this out. Oh, I like the level of pigmentation of this pencil. It's nice. It's really like, it's Goldilocks. It's not too subtle, but it's kind of mistake proof. Oh my God, my right eyebrow is so much more aggressive than my left one. My left one is like the lazy eyebrow. Yeah, it's like thinner, it's shorter. It's like the sleepy brow. There, how's that? My type A brow, my type B brow. Well, I do think dark brown is the right shade for me. I like that. Very, very natural looking. Awesome. Okay, wow, that was so easy to use. Well, this is kind of odd. I didn't actually purchase any eyeshadow with these two Sephora orders. So Too Faced sent me this very old palette of theirs that I've never used. This is their Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. It's the complexion-inspired eyeshadow palette. It is definitely a shadow palette that is up my alley. I mean, I think I'm gonna love these shadows. So I'm gonna start with, surprise, Nude. Right here. I have never ever used a Too Faced eyeshadow palette. I remember always getting tempted by their chocolate bars. That was Too Faced, right? I remember Kathleen Lights always used the chocolate bar palette. I think it was the one with the blue shade in there. Am I remembering that correctly? I know she had a favorite. It goes on really nicely, super smooth. And then, am I remembering this correctly? Didn't they come out with like a pumpkin spice eyeshadow palette or something? I was tempted by that. And then because I love the idea of pumpkin spice, but then I had to remind myself that I don't usually go for like warm shadows. And it was very, orange leaning, of course. So far, I really like the way this matte shadow is working. It's really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go into Cocoa, which is this shade right up here. It's nice. I really like how subtle these shades are. I mean, not really a surprise looking at this, but I want to add one shimmery shade. I think I'm going to go into Sparkling Sand. Maybe I'll just use my finger and just tap that right on the center of my lid. So nice. So nice and simple. I feel like this is one of those palettes that's great for different age groups, different makeup artistry level. It's very easy to use. And you guys know I'm not usually into like a big eyeshadow palette. I mean, I like them. They definitely have their place and they're a lot of fun. But I definitely just for the everyday like gravitate towards like duos or quads or whatever. Easy. They're just easy. But this is easy. It doesn't get much easier than this. Yeah, I really like this. And most of these are neutral, but we've got some cooler tone and then warmer toned, like mid-tone shades in there. Anyway, wow, can we talk about an older product anymore? Let's move on. All right, I do have a new mascara to try. In fact, I have two new mascaras to try. So, Tilt Beauty. Can you even see? It's like it's in the handle there. Anyway, they are a beauty brand that was created by someone with psoriatic arthritis. And so they had a really hard time basically like dealing with and handling makeup packaging. So they basically created this whole makeup brand around packaging and how this is really easy. Like if you have any sort of like dexterous mobility issues, that these products should be easy for you to handle. So anyway, they did send me their mascara, which is their lifting mascara in Midnight Dip. So that's what this looks like. And then Makeup by Mario sent me their Master Mascara. And this is in Super Black. Let's see what this wand looks like. So both wands are kind of fluffy. This one is, well, it's a little, she's a little tilted, but I think it's a straight wand, and then this one's a little bit curved. So I think I'll use the Makeup by Mario on my right eye here. I'm just gonna wipe off some of this product. It looks like it's carrying a lot here. Ooh, this mascara is very slippy. Like there's no friction at all. Like the mascara itself is not sticky at all. It's not like dry at all, but it also doesn't feel wet necessarily. All right, that is the Master Mascara. It's kind of keeping my curl. I feel like my lashes are coming down a little bit. Okay, let's try the Tilt Mascara. I really do like this packaging. It is super comfortable. The Tilt is definitely keeping my curl better than the Makeup by Mario, but they both have a very similar effect. They both like thicken my lashes a little bit, lengthen them a little bit, not too super thick, which I don't like. I don't like a really heavy volumizing mascara. But yeah, the Tilt is definitely keeping my curl. Can you guys see? There's the Tilt, and then here's the Makeup by Mario. How interesting. Okay, all right, I'm gonna keep trying, well, I'll keep trying both out, but I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this one. Okay, and for eyeliner, I may as well use my new Prada eyeliner in black, or do they have a fancy name? Nero. Here is the Prada eyeliner. And I'm just gonna go under my lashes and hit the waterline up here. I'm gonna get right at base of my lashes there. Not exactly on my waterline, but right at the base of my lashes. Perfectly behaved eyeliner. Now for lip products. I do have those two new Tom Ford lip products. So I'm gonna try, which one is this one? The Ultra Shine Lip Color in Nude Coast. It's number 38. And it's just a really pretty, like medium toned pink. It has a little bit of warmth to it actually. Now that I'm swatching it, it's more of like a pinky peach. And yeah, there's no like metallic shimmer or anything like that. It's just very, very high shine. What do you guys think of this color? I don't usually go for peaches like this that have like a really strong kind of like white base to them, because I feel like it changes the entire tone of my face, doesn't it? I feel like all of a sudden I look like I have an olive undertone. It's so interesting once I put a color like this on. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I don't even know if it's like translating through the camera. But yeah, it does a whole like really interesting transformation to my skin tone. Very interesting. Okay, so that is Nude Coast. Really pretty spring summer color, that's for sure. All right, and then I've got Escapist in the lip balm. So this is just a tinted balm, and this shade is definitely brighter than the Nude Coast. How would I describe this? I guess kind of like a watermelon. The formula of this balm is definitely thicker than the Ultra Shine lipstick. I guess because it's a balm, it just has like a denser feel to it. This color I like. This color is definitely a color that I would wear in the spring, summertime. You know, I will say, I did not think this was quite as bright and corally when I ordered it online, and I did think it was gonna be a lot more sheer than this, but I think I just busted my no-buy on orangey red colors inadvertently, but I think maybe I did just bust it with this lip color. But very, very pretty. I'm definitely keeping this one. And Violette FR sent me their Bisou Jelly Shine lipsticks. They sent me 3 shades. Let me do some swatches of these. Okay, so this shade over here, which is the most faint, but it actually looks the deepest in the two. Let me just show you what these look like. So there's like a clear, you know, jelly, and then in the middle there is the actual pigment. And so this looks the deepest in the tube, but it is the lightest in pigmentation. So this one is Aissa. And then this one is Pomme d'Amour. And then this one is Bonbon Caramel. All right, let's start with Aissa. That's the one that's really light. So there's Aissa. You know, it's interesting because there's only pigment in the middle. When I'm drawing it on, I'm only getting pigment like not at the edge not the edge of my lips. So you really have to like smush your lips together when you're done if you want to spread out the color. This one definitely looks like a stain. Very pretty. It's like a raspberry. So that's Aisa. Here is Balm d'Amour. So I'm just going to show you before I smush my lips. Do you see like I only have pigment here where the center was? So if you want that like ombre lip, you actually have it kind of like naturally when you just apply it and you don't smush your lips. Let's see, it's just like the clear and then you get the pigment. It's very interesting like what ends up happening with this like lipstick design. Pomme d'Amour. This one is a little bit more red than the Aisa one. The Aisa one had a little bit more blue in there. Pretty. I feel like these look like they have more pigment when I put them on my lips than they do on my hand. Probably my natural lip color is kind of helping them out a little. Okay, and here is Caramel Bonbon. And now I want a caramel bonbon. This one is the most subtle on my lips. It's definitely the warmest shade also. Very interesting lip product. I mean, they feel great, very moisturizing, but they're not too gooey. They're not too emollient. I like the colors. Those are really pretty. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, thank you to Violet FR for sending those over. And then I did have a lip liner. I got that new lip liner from Merit. So this was something I did get during the savings event, but I got this when I went in store with Lori Hill. This is the sheer lip liner and I got the shade Bespoke. So here is the Merit lip liner and it looks like it twists up and it also has like a little sharpener. So there is Bespoke. It is much cooler in tone than the Caramel Bonbon. So it's gonna act more like a contour. This lip liner's, it's soft. It's nice. It does a really nice job contouring. All right. Wow. Okay, let's do a quick like first thoughts here. The Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer from Jones Road. I think it looks really, really beautiful. I just have to get the right shade. The beige definitely too warm for me. I like the Sarah Creole. It's very, very emollient. I just wish it wasn't as warm as it is on my skin and that it looked a little bit closer to at least what I see in the pan. I wish it was just a little bit more neutral, but that's like just a personal preference for me. Like I like my bronzers just kind of neutral. Further into the summer, I can go for something warmer, so this will be great, July, August. But yeah, like right now, I just feel like it's so warm looking, but that's okay. The Tower 28 powder, very nice. It's very, very light, but very nice. I don't feel like it made my skin look dry or anything. It set everything down nicely. Very, very nice. I think I'm on the fence about these Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. I really like the finish of these. It just has a very subtle shimmer finish, but it is so light. It is so, so faint. And I'm still trying to decide whether or not it's like my skin that's just eating it up. But I do have that problem sometimes with like liquid and cream blushes. So I'm kind of on the fence about these. We'll see. I'm going to keep playing around with them. And I definitely want to try out this third shade that I didn't get a chance to try out. The Violet FR highlighter. Very nice. That just went on. It is a little bit tacky, but not super sticky, so I think that's nice. The Born This Way Natural Mattes eyeshadow palette, very, very nice. I'm like the absolute last person on earth to try that palette. Very nice. Oh, the Revie Beauty eyebrow pencil, lovely. Very, very easy to use. I am impressed with the Tilt mascara because my lashes are still curled. My Makeup by Mario side is pretty much flat, but this side is still curled, which I'm very, very excited about. The Tom Ford Ultra Shine lipstick, lovely, lovely formula, really beautiful. I just don't think this color is really great for me. This Nude Coast, it's just a little bit too like white based. And I do like this balm a lot. The lip balm in Escapist, very nice. And what else? Oh, these Jelly Shines. I think they're fun. I like that they have that like pigment center. It reminds me of those like old school, I think it's Revlon, but like super old school Moisture Whip. Was that Revlon? Anyway, my mom used to have them and it used to have like, yeah, like a moisture core, is that what they called it? And then I remember Tom Ford even did it and they had like 2 different colors, whatever. Anyway, I like that idea. I think it's fun. And I think that's it, right? Did I try anything else? I think that's it. But that is it for this trying new makeup video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.